and was it, oh God, the name escapes me, young children murdered by the IRA, and yet I'm expected to support. I spent some time in Aden. I'm expected to support this party. So what have we got? We've got pornography, homosexuality, cronyism at the highest level. And what did we do when people questioned it? What did we do? Well, they were expelled from the party. Oh, when I supported it, boy, didn't I support it. I was out there, they were Reds, they were traitors, they were this, that and the other. And in some cases, I believe that the information that I published was 100%. It has always been the truth, or what I believe to be the truth. And yet all these people have been expelled, forced out. They can't all be Reds. I'm a Red now. I'm a Searchlight agent. My name's Bumble something, if you listen to them. And, you know, my track record speaks for itself. The exposures on Searchlight, the exposures on the UAF, the exposures of the enemies of the people. And yet, I'm attacked now for pointing out questions that ordinary British National Party members cannot ask. So this is what this room is about tonight. I believe that the British National Party is tainted. I believe it's beyond saving. I've had information tonight that the next person that will probably be sacked will be John Walker, Red, White and Blue Radio. Why, I don't know. We've recently lost Arthur Kemp. I've never been a big fan of Arthur Kemp. I've crossed swords with Arthur on many occasions. But Arthur Kemp has gone. We lost good men like Nick Cass. They tell me that Chris Beverley's a good man. I don't know. I don't know the man. And we've lost just too many good people. Richard Barnbrook, a pleasant man. Right, so that's where I'm coming from, guys, okay? That's where I'm coming from, my personal feelings. Those aren't necessarily the feelings of the people in the room. You know that some of our writers are out there promoting the British National Party, and that is their right. I can no longer do it. Now, no man frightens me. I won't give in to threats, I won't give in to intimidation, but I'm big enough to recognize when I'm wrong. And I've been wrong about a lot of things. Now, I am hoping that the article that went out today is a sign to the people out there and a plea for reconciliation. I said that I didn't have opinions on what should happen. But I believe that there should be an affiliation of nationalist parties that come together under one umbrella. Maybe all come together under a brand new party. But that's open for discussion. I'm not proposing anything, it's for discussion. But I do believe that we must unite, we must put our past differences aside. People who have insulted each other, sometimes threatened each other, must put this behind them, and we must start working together and reach compromises. We must be pragmatic realists, or our country dies. And I'm hoping that our debate in here and the willingness that I'm showing to admit that I was wrong on several things is a step in the right direction. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Forever Mike now, and you can ask your questions. I'll try to read the comments. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Forever Mike now. I do warn you that any attempts to disrupt the conversation, the debate, or obscenities, unnecessary insults, please refer to the chairman of the BNP, either as chairman of the BNP, Mr. Griffin, NG, Nick Griffin. If you refer to Mr. Butler, shouldn't be Butler, it must be Mr. Eddie Butler, and that applies to everyone. So let's take it away, and there are no taboos here. You can say what you wish.
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Is everybody okay? Well, I'm what you call a British trade unionist, you know. Worked all my life fighting for higher pay against a government that dumbed me down. Worked in the shipyards, government dumbed me down. That's what I've worked against. I've worked against a collapse society, you know, excuse me, that's stuff to them. But I've worked against the Queen, this capitalistic society, this Jewish, this Zionism society that has kept the working people down all their lives. Now I hate the BNP because I hate their connections with the past. You're in Birkenhead, Frank, are you? Hey.
Okay, forever, Mike. Yeah, thanks for your input, but unfortunately that isn't aiding us in our debate. The debate here is to recognise that the British National Party has made a few mistakes, that it has people there that probably are not best suited to lead us in the way forward, and what we're looking to do here is to build bridges with fellow nationalists that we've fallen out with. You're Mike Bertie.
One thing I was going to say was, regardless as to how the BNP initially formed and who went in it and the rest of it, is anyone would think that the BNP were the worst people that ever walked this earth. Just look at what Labour and Conservatives have done. They've just made on a pack of lies to go in and invade someone else's country, and then they go off and invade another country, and now they're on about going into Libya. So, I mean, I would consider them quite extremists, wouldn't you? Flood the country out with mass immigration without even asking anybody. I would consider that extreme. The complete destruction of our industries and the rest of it, that's extreme. So who are the real extremists? It certainly isn't the BNP. It certainly isn't any of us.
Good point, but stay focused. Guys, if you type in the question, right, I just see Dino there. I'm going to answer, I'm going to be completely honest. Warsash, can I ask a question? Do you personally think the British National Party needs a new leader? You know I can't lie. It kills me to say this, but I think the time has come, not for a new leader for the British National Party. I think the British National Party now is, to use an in phrase, is too tainted. The brand is ruined. It is tainted, spoilt. That's my personal opinion. What I would like to see is people from all the nationalist parties getting together, sitting around a table and trying to reach a compromise. And a way of working together. But my personal opinion is that because of people like Patrick Harrington, and some of the people that he surrounded himself with, like Clive Jefferson, the Walker brothers, then in my opinion the British National Party is no longer the way forward. That's my personal opinion. If compromise can be reached with people who've been expelled from the party, something can be worked out to work under an umbrella thing, well, that may be the case. It may well be that no compromises can be reached. I'm just hoping that it can be. I did say I didn't have any answers, guys. I've only got opinions. Sorry, go ahead, Johnny.
Hi, can you hear me? I actually think this movement is finished up with Griffin in the leader of it. Having
I'm sorry I can't hear you at all, Johnny. You're just far too faint. I've had to take my earphones off. Techno, your mic.
Thank you. A movement ain't about a leader. A movement's about an idea and an ideal, yeah? And whether it's Nick Griffin, I'm not a member of the BNP, you know, I'm not, but what I'm trying to put across is it ain't about, a movement's about a movement and an ideal and an idea, and don't matter who's the spearhead or the front man or the, you know, and I'm not saying you know, Nick Griffin, and I don't know anything about, well, I do know about the man, but not, you know, but it don't matter, and the BNP won't finish, it never will. You know why? Because there are nationalists out there in our society. We ain't all asleep, we're here, we're somewhere. Whether we belong to the BNP or not, or any other party, you know, that's all I've got to say. You're my Bob Carr.
Bob Kerr, yeah. Oh, he's gone. Your mic, Dino.
Cheers, GA. Just going back to what you were saying earlier about nationalist parties joining together. I mean, I don't know whether you go onto sites like the BDF, but most of the nationalist parties have their own pages on there. And from what I've seen, every nationalist party in this country is in the same position as the BNP. They're all infighting, they're all arguing among themselves, and all full of egos. And I can't see how the nationalist movement in this country can get together when all the parties are full of just egotistical people who are in it for themselves. And I'm not saying about the BNP, I'm saying about all the parties I've looked at. They're all exactly the same. They're all in it for what they can get themselves. And they don't really...
Well, I'll answer that, English Drum, and thank you for being patient, and we will do that way. So I'll try to answer a question. Dino, I'm in agreement with you. You know, perhaps it's time for people like the chairman of the BNP, maybe even Mr. Butler himself, for the greater good, to kind of distance themselves, and we have new people, fresh new people, untainted, with no baggage, to take over. At the end of the day, the parties can't survive without the activists and without the members. And as you said there, it's egos. Egos. I've been accused of having one myself. It's probably correct, but I can recognize it. So you are correct. Perhaps we should sweep away all the leaders and try and find replacements for them. I don't know, Dino, but you are right. But we must try to find a way forward. English Drum, your mic.
No, mate, actually, I actually agreed with...
Okay, thank you, English Drum. Bob Carr, your mic. Now, I'd really hope that someone like Mr. Butler or someone of or someone like Nick Cass or anyone like that, you know, would come in and give their experiences and stuff like that and make a case. But I'll hand it over now to Nonak. Don't forget, any opinions expressed are purely my own. I know the direction that the British Resistance site is going in. I've consulted with people I class as older, wiser than myself, and I think we've agreed. Johnny's Reform 2011. Okay then, Johnny, if you'd like to come up to the mic after Nonak. Nonak, your mic.
Yes, good evening everybody. I'm a nationalist, but I'm not a member of any party. But these are my observations. It's quite clear that the major cause of discord in the BNP